when something shifts in the boardroom. Driving along the highway recently, I noticed something that immediately caught my eye. A ship, not at sea, not in a harbor. It wasn't wrong, it simply looked out of place. And that is exactly how certain moments in the boardroom feel. There is no dramatic disagreement, no obvious governance breach, no raised voices, and yet something shifts. A pause in your thinking, a tightening of your attention, a subtle awareness that something is not sitting quite right. As non-executive directors, this matters because our role is not only to review papers, approve resolutions, and monitor performance. Our role is to exercise discernment in real time. So what does something not right look like? A discussion drifting away from the long-term interests of the organization. An over-eagerness to conclude without sufficient challenge. A dominant voice shaping consensus too quickly. Silence from those who usually contribute. A decision framed around convenience rather than principle. Stakeholders quietly disappearing from the lens, and this is where board leadership shows. The responsibility of a non-executive director is not to create friction for its own sake, but neither is it to ignore internal signals in the name of collegiality. Your role is to pause the room without destabilizing it, to ask a clarifying question, to slow the tempo, to re-anchor the discussion in the best interests of the organization, to ensure that decision-making is robust, not rushed. Sometimes leadership in the boardroom looks like this. Can we step back for a moment? What assumptions are we making here? Or how does this align with our long-term obligations? Courage in governance is often quiet. Boards rarely fail because of one dramatic moment. More often, they drift incrementally because no one responded when the internal signal first appeared. So my reflection is this. When you notice that subtle shift in the boardroom, do you lean in with discernment or do you let it pass? Effective non-executive directors develop the discipline of noticing and the courage to realign.